Good, sorry. Good evening, everybody. It's been a good day. It's Monday. The morning time, we got a lot of stuff done between finishing up laundry and getting all that put away, and a few things around the house. Jay and I finalized the calendar that we were trying to do, a dry erase board calendar with 6 months on there. She has a color coding coordination to what she's going to put on there. Usually it's like important stuff like medical appointments, things like that. We're not going to put the whole like Jim's to-do list, which is, when I say Jim's to-do list, this is a list that I made for each day of the week to do, to do a certain room or certain things. Mom had a old to-do list for this house. She's probably going to make herself a new one for her new place. And basically what I did is I took that old to-do list and I changed it up a little bit for myself, because there are certain things on there that she had for certain time frames that I was just kind of like, that really doesn't make sense to me. But just a brief, let's say today, which is Monday, it's basically every day. These are the everyday things for every Monday, basically. Wash dishes, that's actually an everyday thing. So I'm probably going to move that to a different category. Every Monday, in fact, since I'm thinking about it before I forget, because I am not going to let dishes pile up until next Monday. No, that's just not my MO. Clean microwave, the stove, the hood, wipe down the cabinets, wipe down the counters, wipe down the fridge, and sweep the floors. Now, sweep the floors is probably going to be a daily thing too, depending on how bad the floors get. So right now this is just a temporary, let's see how well this works type deal. Weekly is supposed to be basically clean the rugs that we have in front of the refrigerator, sink, and stove. That's once a week, as well as mop. Again, mopping may be a weekly thing instead of, or like, that just did not make sense, James. That just did not make sense. Okay, well, I might be changing that to either every Monday or something like that. Mom had it monthly where it was like clean the oven, the top of the refrigerator, the vents, dust the wall hangings, clean the light fixtures, or light switch, not fixtures, light switch. Every 6 months is clean the inside of the fridge, clean the mop boards, cake plates, curtains, windows, and that was it for Monday. So I'm trying to make sure, I'm trying to make a list that I don't have to cram everything in one day or on every Monday, but to be able to spread it out. Like, these are the things that should be done daily. These are the things that should be done once a week, which that weekly thing still is like, huh? But, the daily, the every so many months, that kind of stuff. And, so I'm trying to work with that to see if I can make that work. Problem with it working right now is because we have so many projects around the house that I don't know when I'm going to start that list. Right now, I'm just kind of going as basically day to day, trying to keep the house clean as best as possible. I mean, my counters are pretty much crumb-free clean. My floors are swept. The dishes are done on a daily basis. You know, so it's not like my house is a disaster. It's just a um, what do I call it? Work in progress, because we're trying to clean up rooms, we're trying to rearrange things, and we'll see what happens. You know, and I don't want to say that it. No, I'm not even going to think that. I'm not going to worry about what could happen in the future. Um, but yeah, we did a lot of work this morning. I had to do a couple of errands midday, and then by about 1 o'clock or so, my physical body was like, I need a break. I need to just go lay down for 30 minutes to an hour. And if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. I set an alarm to wake me up, but my brain was like, no, 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 no. We got to think about this. We got to think about that. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh my God. I hope my brain does not do that tonight when I go to bed, because if it does, I'm gonna take one of the we found these little like mini frying pans that I think were with a frying pan cookie recipe. I'm just gonna go grab one of those out of the kitchen and smack myself in the back of the head so I can go to sleep. No, I won't do that. And that's the way I feel sometimes. Like, oh God. Do we have a mental tranquilizer? Something that will mentally shut my mind down, so I can sleep. I've had a couple of those nights where, yeah, I fall asleep, but then, like, I don't know if it's the sunlight or what, but it seems like the butt crack of dawn, my brain is saying, hey, guess what? There's light showing through the windows. Time to get up. Oh, shut up. Leave me alone. My alarm doesn't go off until 9:15. Leave me alone. But then sometimes I go ahead. There's one day I got up for a little while, and my brain went back to sleep, and my body was like, let's go lay back down before it wakes up again. But yeah, that's the way things have been going lately. The other thing I wanted to talk about on this today's vlog was, I was going through some of my books on my bookshelf, and I found my old study Bible. I had a friend of mine that somebody I trust, because she's helped me out. You guys might not know her, but it's her. She does a Monday through Thursday Bible study in the morning. Usually by the time we finally wake up, she's got her little thing going. I don't want to give away the name because I don't want naysayers to bombard her. But on today's little morning chat, I told her about my Bible that has 3 different Bible versions: the NIV, the New King James, the Message, and there's another one that I can't remember off the top of my head. But she was like, I really don't trust the Message because they don't really put the right information or the right format out there. And I was like, okay, I don't have to pay attention to the Message. And I remembered I had the Message Bible some years ago. I mean, I think before I met Jerry Ann, and I decided to give that Bible away because I really didn't use it. I don't know. I don't remember why, but I'm happy with my NIV. I finally, and while I was looking at my different books and whatnot, I found my old study Bible, my old NIV, which has got so many different colored highlights in there because, what they meant to me. In fact, I think I have a lot of my cousin Michelle's Bible verses that she wanted certain family members to have them to basically memorize, or they're the ones that she memorized and had on her heart to basically send out, basically like when she passed away, her husband found a final envelope for him, and And basically in that last letter with all the Bible verses, there's a list of people that she wanted the Bible verses sent out to, and I was one of them. And I really love I love those verses. I might not remember all of them off the top of my head, but it was back in the early to mid 2000s when she passed away, and that's when I got the envelope or the message, letter, whatever you want to call it. But then, of course, one thing or another happened. That particular instance when she did pass away, before I got the envelope, I again rebelled against my Christianity, and I didn't really get into paganism or anything like that, because I just could not understand how or why things happened the way they did. And granted, what really ended up causing her death was bone marrow cancer, which she went to one doctor and they couldn't find anything. And then she went to another doctor because she was still hurting and was concerned. And that second doctor basically found out that she had bone marrow cancer, or cancer of one form or another. And my cousin's husband, or do I call him a cousin-in-law? I don't know, but he was a lawyer, I think, and he basically sued the first doctor for malpractice and won a very large sum of money, which thankfully, from what I understand, he was smart enough to put a good chunk of that money off to the side for their two kids, and they're at the it happened the way it happened. There's nothing we could do about it. But anyhow, I also found my old not my old, but one of my notebooks, one of my Christian notebooks, just a little with a zipper on it, and it says on the front, it says, "A man's heart plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps." Proverbs 16:9. And I don't even remember when I started writing in this book, because I didn't write anything down, like from when to when. But what I like about this notebook is on the bottom of each page there's a Bible passage. And this one I just started writing from where I left off from another notebook which disappeared on me. Probably got accidentally thrown away, I don't know. But this just probably started way back in 2020 or something like that, because it was definitely before my jaunt through my lineage, my ancestry, which took off into listening and not listening, but getting more involved in the different deities and things that I probably should not have gotten involved with. But I'm back to I'm back to where I should be. That's all I can say. Back into the Bible. Granted, yes, I still have books on herbalism, because God made it. It's got to be good, and our ancestors and ancestor, all the way back to the dawning of known time, or the dawning of mankind, when they started using various herbs and spices and whatnot for medicines. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You just have to know not only where it comes from, but how to use it properly. And that's why I have I think, 2 different books on herbalism. One's actually a book on herbalism, and then this other book that I have that I'm looking at now is basically on apothecary, and basically, what was an apothecary back in the day. He was the person, or she, whoever was dealing with the medicines and whatnot, was the person who dealt with making medicine out of herbs, which I may go into tomorrow. Today, I just wanted to, tell you where I'm at, where my thoughts are, and this one verse that must be important, because not only is it written, but it's circled, and it basically says, it's basically titled "Glorify God." 1 Corinthians 10:31. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. Now that must be important for some reason if I had it circled. And reading it as I wrote it down, I guess I'm trying to tell myself, because a lot of this was written, that a lot of these verses that I wrote down either that's important to me or speaks to me, and I can't think of any other better way to live, by just everything I do, glorifying God. I mean, the herbal studies, the learning how to mix certain essential oils to create certain kinds of smells for certain kind of purposes, things like that. The essential oils were made from various type of plants. I forgot what I read that teaches how to take certain plants and making them into an essential oil. Some of these, like the second one I looked at, which I'm not even going to read the whole thing, it's Matthew 7:3-5, verses 3-5, book, chapter 7. Sorry, I'm a little tired already, which is good. I think the reason why I read that, just quickly reading over it, is because I was trying to send a message through the Bible towards certain people, but it's not. I'm not going to worry about those people anymore. So that particular verse and chapter is it's got a point to it, but it's not like I'm not going to worry about it no more, because the people I was trying to send it to, okay, yeah, I shouldn't worry about the log in there. I should worry about the sawdust in mine. So, But then we get into gently restore. Now, this one I really want to, focus on, for me, because I need to gently restore myself. I shouldn't be so harsh on myself anymore. But I'm not going to read it. In fact, I'm going to just stop there with my notes. But I have noticed on a lot of the comments lately, a lot of good different Bible verses. I mean, there's Philippians 4:4-9, Thessalonians 3:10, Romans 5 chapter 5, 3-5, Corinthians 12, 7-10, and Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to be interesting to be able to sit down, look those up, write them in my notebook if I don't already have them written down. In fact, I just want to skim to see if I see any of those real quick, which I don't think I will. A lot of different Psalms in here. I might even just go over my notes again, just to talk about them. Proverbs, what was that proverb? Okay, I've got 3 to 8 written down in the book, already. So I'm just going to gently cross that out because I've already pretty much got it down. So, but like I said, I will probably go through this, my notebook here, and see what I have. Ooh, Philippians. Philippians. Nope, this is different. I've got Philippians 4, 13, and 19. Me just rattling off what I have. I'm pretty sure there are a couple people out there who would look it up. Then I started back in Genesis. Interesting. But yeah, what is Corinthians? No, I've got, Corinthians 12, 7 to 10. I have Corinthians 12, 20. I have one Bible verse from Revelations. Revelation 21:4. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed. Okay? So, I didn't realize I wrote one of those. But yeah, the rest of these verses that I didn't cross off, because I only crossed off one, I will look up within the next day or so, and maybe start talking about them on other vlogs, or maybe, which might be a little bit difficult unless I get my mods to really look out, is maybe Sunday my live will be talking of the Bible. Maybe, I don't know, because I kind of want to read the Bible to you on a live, but I kind of want to turn off the comments, or just have a certain circle of people in that particular live. But I don't know yet. I'm still going to try to figure it out. But anyhow, I just want to get on here real quick to tell you that stuff, and hope the rest of your week is good. Until tomorrow, hopefully you have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.